Hi, this is the first Copart car rebuild I've done for quite a few years now, and it's quite a biggie for me because it's actually the most expensive salvage car rebuild that I've ever done. And this is a pretty high spec car. It's a Mercedes E-Class 350D AMG line. So I'll be honest, I'm a little bit nervous. Have I got the numbers right? Am I going to find some costs that I'm just not expecting that are going to break my budget? So here it was being delivered and unloaded a few days ago. But as you can see, it was getting late in the day and it wasn't the best weather for it. So to be honest, I just put it straight in the garage, and this is the first great day that I've had for getting it out and having a good look around it. So my intention is to inspect it thoroughly inside and out so I can spot all the work that I need to do. But first it needs a really good clean because it's obviously been sat around for quite a while and it's absolutely filthy. So I treated it to a deep clean with a snow foam car wash, followed by hand washing it and then a really good rinse down. Okay, so I mentioned earlier that this is the Mercedes E350D AMG line, but what does that mean for the spec? Well, for starters, the E350D uses the 3-litre V6, and this is a pretty decent engine because it has a power output of 254 horsepower, but more importantly, it has a barrel load of torque at 620 Newton meters, which is 460 foot-pounds. And even better, with it being a turbo engine, of course it's very tunable. And I've only had a quick look, but there seem to be some Mercedes tuners out there who are quoting 300 plus horsepower out of this engine. And this car is a 4MATIC, and so that means it will have no problem at all getting all of that power and torque down onto the road. But of course it's knowing who to use out there in order to not only get the best performance but also reliability. So if you guys know any really good Mercedes tuners out there who you've used and you'd recommend, then please let me know in the comments because it's something I'm definitely considering. And as far as I could tell, pretty much all of the E-Class coupe and convertible cars are AMG line. And that means they get AMG styling, including this nice deep front spoiler, side skirt, and then a rear bumper as well. And speaking of alloys, I really lucked out on this one because the original owner ticked the box for the optional 20-inch alloys. So at this point I can almost hear you guys screaming at the screen, why the heck is it a Copart car rebuild? And the answer is it's a stolen recovered car and the interior's been partially stripped. So let's go ahead and jump in there and see what's missing and damaged. And also it's as good a chance as any to start clearing it out, which is always a really interesting part of any salvage project. Okay, so you have to bear with me. I've had to put the car in the garage. It's -2 degrees out today and I was absolutely freezing. But now finally we can dive to the inside and see what the previous owner and potentially the thieves have left for us. Okay, so you remember me talking about the AMG line spec? Well, that spec also includes, or should include, a really nice pair of front bucket seats. And as you can see, they're conspicuous by their absence. But that's okay because I saw that on the Copart listing and this is one of the things I was expecting. And the good news is the back seats are present and correct, but maybe they need just a little bit of a cleanup. But again, that's okay. But just look at the state of this here. I don't think I've ever seen an interior as filthy as this one. But it all looks like quite superficial dirt, so with a bit of elbow grease it should clean up okay. Now you can see that this center console's been messed around with, and what normally happens actually is if you've got a car with no power or you don't have the keys for, you can't move it because it's locked in park if it's an auto. So often if you see these sort of things leave it up like that, it's because they've gone for the manual override. For the auto gearbox you can push it into neutral, usually with a little push button or something. So that's probably why that's like that. But unfortunately, can you see this touch control here? Well, it has that big crack in it there, so it looks like that's going to have to be replaced. I imagine that's not cheap. Checking the rest of the dash, it doesn't look too bad. I don't know what that thing is there, so I hope that doesn't leave a mark when I remove it. And you can see it's a pretty nice dashboard and it has a really big screen for the sat nav and other controls, flat bottom steering wheel, nice little turbine heater vents. Now this is interesting here. So obviously it has the black ash trim, but can you see the seat controls there? Well, they're heated and memory controlled seats, and that means that this car is actually an AMG premium. Oh well, let's start diving in everywhere and giving it a good clean up. What have we got here? Oh, we got like a black face mask. Oh, an inhaler. Okay. Hope whoever's had this car isn't missing that too much. Oh, a glove. A black rubber glove. Maybe just from filling up. Another mask. Like a magic trick. Royal Mail delivery. So that's everything out of there. I'll get these mats out because I'm going to give this all a really good clean. And I might as well brush these off outside. And you can see all of these connections from when the seats were removed. And so the good news is they don't look like they've been broken or cut, because obviously you could get the seats out really quickly if you just cut these. Don't know what that is, but maybe we'll find out later. An old sock, a hair tie, and just some bits of cardboard. And now looking into the passenger side, I haven't removed these mats, so that means they're MIA. So I've got at least 2 new AMG line mats to try to find. Now the glove box is always a treasure trove. See? Oh, not too much this time. What's that? And then potentially is something missing from inside the glove box. I don't know what's normally inside there. And something would normally clip in there. So if you guys know, then please let me know in the comments. Okay, it's a slightly disappointing glove box, but then there's this center console. And normally you would push this button. Of course, that's been moved and disconnected, but yeah, there's something we can push. Oh, it looks like a bit more interesting stuff. Oh, battery cover. Okay, so that must be missing, so I can get that refitted. A pen. Oh, a little light. Have to find where that goes. A vape, not really my thing, but each to their own. Looks a bit natty that though, doesn't it? And some spare liquid for it. And then actually quite a few screws and things. So hopefully I'll be able to screw this back in again using those. A pen, always need a pen. Okay, so time for a delve into the boot. And this is much more of a treasure trove, so this is more like it. Normally you find something like this in every salvage car. So let's have a dive in and see what we're looking at. Don't really know what that is. Anyway, put that off to one side. Oh wow, what's all this? So there's some grab handles with lights on. Another grab handle. Another grab handle? Well, I didn't notice my grab handles were missing. But surely I don't have that many of them. Don't know what that is. Something that goes in the boot normally. That hooks to something. Look at that, tools of the trade, huh? Well, I don't have one of those, so that'll be useful in my toolkit. Looks an evil thing though, doesn't it? Well, this is another mystery box, but at least it has a part number on it. An internal speaker of some kind. Another grab handle. And then just look at all this stuff. Nuts and bolts and one of those things. A grab handle. I don't know how many I've got now, but it's getting a bit crazy. Oh, another one. Oh man, they're definitely not all from my car. A sun visor. Okay, again, I didn't notice mine was missing, but maybe it was and I just didn't notice it. Another one of those things. Another visor. Oh yeah, and maybe a light goes on there. That'll, some of those mystery things go on there. Oh, that's like a don't know what it is. What else is back there? A rear view mirror. Come on guys, was my rear view mirror missing? Oh, this is like an interior light. Another sun visor. Another sun visor. A sun visor. A sun visor. Oops, what's that? Wiring loom. Looks like a wiring loom. And an electric motor. So maybe that's a window motor. There's another motor there. Maybe it's from a seat, you know, from an electric seat. Just look at it all. And it can't possibly all be from this car. Okay, so I'm aware that my observational skills aren't always what they should be. I'm sure I'd have noticed if all those things were missing from the interior, but now I'm just too curious. So I'm gonna have to go for a look. Come along. Ah, the good news is I have sun visors already, and a center console, and a rear view mirror. Oh, and I can see where a lot of these things came from. So they're all similar to what's in the car, but they're not from this car. But grab handles. I don't know if you have grab handles on a convertible, because obviously that roof needs to be able to tuck away nice and neat. If anybody knows, you know, if a grab handle's missing, I can't see any screws or holes where they should come from. So that's a bit of a relief that they haven't all been removed from my car, but if anybody out there needs a sun visor or a grab handle, then let me know in the comments and I'll get one sent out to you. So let's have a tour around the car and I'll talk you through some of the things that I've spotted. Okay, so I accept that an alloy wheel being curved is just one of those things, but as these are a 20-inch wheel and they have quite a nice chrome effect sort of paint job, that's £90 right there to get that fixed. But I suppose I should count myself lucky that the other three are okay. And it seems like somebody's been messing with the door, because the first time I opened it quite soon after it was delivered, I thought the door was going to fall off. So whether the door's been off or partially off, or they were going to strip it as well, I don't know. But let me show you what the problem is. So when I opened it, the door dropped quite a long way. And clearly it's caused some damage down the edge of the door here. And can you see this black permanent marker? That seems like a bit of gamesmanship by somebody at Copart, if I'm being honest. And in fact, there's just a little bit of rust here, so that'll need to be treated and painted properly. In addition to the damage to the door, there's also this dent on the bonnet, and it's quite deep and noticeable. And you can see that the paint has been scraped away and it's down to the primer as well. So moving down the side of the car, on the side skirt where it meets the rear quarter panel, you can see this really nasty scratch here, and it's quite deep, and again you can see the primer through the colour coat. Now it's possible this might touch in and buff back, but if it doesn't look good enough, then we might have to have it repainted. We'll just have to see. And finally, moving to the front bumper, you can see where this little triangle has been punched through the front bumper, and it actually goes all the way through it to the back. And what I'll try to do with this one is push it back from the back and then reinforce it from behind, and then just see how well it lines up, and maybe it'll just look like a hairline crack, but we'll just have to see with this one. Okay, so that's it for this first video. I hope you enjoyed the voyage of discovery as much as I did, delving into all those nooks and crannies. In the boot of the car, that was just bizarre. So you always expect something with salvage rebuild cars, but that was a bit different. So in the meantime, I'm going to be trying to get hold of some of those parts that we've identified, and I'll be getting some of those installed back into the car. If you enjoyed the video, then please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.